If your markup was 50% or 60%, the safest way to go up would be by 3 to 5%. Even 10% is a pretty fast jump. So 60 to 65 the next week, 65 to 70 the following week. I would jump up on very specific items that are already sold. So that way you already got, what I'm saying, traffic and all that going through those items. So pushing those items up by 5%, 10%, you can still keep the sale.
So I just put in like a random address that matches the zip code of the static IP, like you want to do. And then after 5K revenue, it asks for the verification check, and that's when I switch it to the actual LLC principal office address. I'll go to Zoab real quick. What's up, bro?
Hey man, how are you?
Good, good, good. Yeah, tell me what's up. You got
Oh,
anything?
yeah, I actually have a few questions, but if you're too tired, I can just ask a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my store, this is an Australian store. The account is 6 years old. So January, I did 9K on it, and it's top rated now. So and my listings right now are really low, 3,000 listings, and my limit is 250K. So I'm wondering, can I jump the revenue like much higher since the account is old? Maybe go to 15, 16K, because I jumped from 3K in it was 3K in December, and this month is 9K, and I've been selling on it for 3 months. It's the third month, but the account is 6 years old.
I would stick around at 9K for another month, honestly, if I were you. Or go to like 12K. It's because
Um,
again, it's just a big jump. I would just like treat it like if you went to 7K, then this month you'd want to go to 10K, right? So you just kind of keep it more flat. Of course, the longer you wait, the safer. Like you should, if you wanted to be ultra safe, you could just stay at 10K for the rest of the year, and then you'd be very safe. But obviously, you're balancing safety with risk, with the risk of expanding. So I would just maybe take another month and then continue expanding after that.
okay, okay, because it is very tempting to just keep going. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Maybe I can just hover around 10K for another month or so, and then yeah, go
yeah, I
from there.
mean, if it's profitable, I wouldn't treat it like it's broken. I would approach scaling
Mhm.
very carefully, yeah.
Mhm. So also I have so my markup is 60%. I'm staying at the bottom. I've tried a higher markup on another account, but like my sales really dropped. So I'm just scared because this is profitable. So, but I also don't want to miss out if I can get more profit on each sale. So like how do you have a suggestion how I should go up? Because it didn't work for me last time. I just jumped from to on another account. So is there a way to increase the markup? Like maybe I jumped too much. I went from I think 65 to 80 or something, and then the sales totally dropped.
Really interesting how that's happening. Yeah. Um, if anyone has any recommendations, jump in. Because
That, that
yeah,
will happen. That will happen because you know, again, eBay is not a person and that's doing that on eBay, and it's a supercomputer that's doing that, right? So any pattern change is also going to affect your traffic.
Mhm.
Like you keep saying, it does. You do feel like you wanna, jump to the next level as far as like up your profit and all of that. However, you still want to follow like what's already working for you, because if you make a sudden change, the algorithm is probably not gonna pick that up, in the way that you expect them to. But that's gonna result into you not getting the sales that you used to get, and then you're gonna get confused, like, oh, like, like what is happening. But that's what's happening. If something is working until you see, like it's not working as well anymore, it's probably not a good idea to change it so dramatically. If your markup was 50% or 60%, the safest way to go up would be by 3 to 5%. Even 10% is a pretty, man, like, fast jump. So 60 to 65 the next week, 65 to 70 the following week. You know what I'm saying? So you see, and then I still
Mm.
jump up like that on every item. I would jump up on very specific item that are already sold. So that way you already got, traffic and all that going through those items. So pushing those items up by 5%, 10%, you can still keep the sale. But when you jump up on item that's not even selling and some of them that not even getting views, I mean, you're gonna kill your sale, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So I'll just yeah, do it really slowly and then keep evaluating. Cool. Another question I have is I have set up a new LLC for my dad, but the LLC address and the IP address are going to be in different cities. So is that because I couldn't get the address in the same city because the address where the laptop is going to be is already being used for another account. So is this a big issue where my IP for a new account is going to be different than the
What,
company zip code?
what I would do is when you make the account, I would just use again, this is how we do in the US, but I would just use an address that's in the zip code, even if it doesn't match the LLC. And then after, like when it asks for verification later, that's when I switch it back. I don't know if it's different though in Australia.
Oh, actually, this account is for the US.
Or the-
So
so then yeah, that's how I make all of my accounts. I just because again, I don't want to link anything at the beginning, so I just put in like a random address that matches the zip code of the static IP, like you want to do. And then after 5K revenue, it asks for the verification check, and that's when I switch it to the actual LLC principal office address.
okay. I actually made this last account and they asked for verification as soon as I converted the buyer account to a seller account.
Yeah.
So so maybe something was triggered or something. But I was trying to do because if they're gonna ask for the verification right away, then I can't do the status change or address change, yeah?
Yeah, if they ask right away, then you just triggered something, and in that case, you just have to you basically choose whether or not you want to gamble on putting
Hmm.
it or not, because maybe they'll just ban you right after you put it in. Usually, if you do it right, they shouldn't ask you. They should just let you make it, and then they'll ask you later on.
Right. So we don't really warm up the account or anything when making the eBay account, right? So
Yeah, I mean the way
what do you mean?
like the
Hmm?
way I kind of do it is like I do it on the phone. I don't really warm up honestly before I make the account. I just kind of make it, and then I deal with any issues if there's like a suspension, soft suspension, and then after that I just list an item, I sell it, and I get it delivered with an eBay label, and then after that payout is sent to the bank account, that's when I start dropshipping, usually 2, 3 weeks after making the account.
Right. Yeah, phone doing it on the phone with a mobile IP would resolve it because the mobile IP I would think is not location bound.
Yeah, it's not really, and of course, like I could be wrong, but no, I think it works, and again, it's just the way like the mobile IP you can usually change. Worst case scenario, just by resetting the phone or resetting the cellular service. But if you burn a static IP, the static IP is burned, and then that could potentially put a light scar on your other IPs that are in the same bracket, right? So I just thought it was
Hmm.
than burning a device like a computer.
Right. Right. Gotcha. Also, just one last question. So I am pruning. So how far should I go? At the moment I leave, like I would delete a listing if it's been 30 days with uh, no traffic or no sales.
I would just sort by,
Is that too much?
No, I think that's fine. Items that are selling soonest, and that'll be items that fit that criteria. And then just how much you do depends on how aggressive you want to be. Like Caleb's doing like 1,000 a day, and I'm only doing like a few thousand a month. Some people don't do it at all, and it's fine for a while. So it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
The more
Okay.
aggressive
Cool.
you build, the better. Because if you just think about the science behind it or the
But
algorithm.
yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. You guys, because I delete 1,000, but I list 500.
Mm-hmm.
I
Then
bulk list 500.
you bulk list 500 to kind of counter it. So it's not like you're just deleting all your listings. Yeah.
Right. So I'm dealing old listing by 1,000 a day, but I'm bulk listing 500. And as you know, I focus on my, and mostly the return buyers because that's like my bread and butter right now. So just different strategy. You got to find different strategy and find the one that works for you, and stick to it until you make it a science.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I recommend. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Have a great day, man.